Okay, so here's how you get a new car at almost the same price as a used car. Let me give you the too long didn't watch. Step 1, get the least expensive new car. I'm talking about the no frills, not good at all type of car. All it does is get you from point A to point B. And in fact, actually, if you want to step up one, the second least expensive car is actually really, really good. It just doesn't have all the bells and whistles. So get the least expensive car, cheapest new car, or the second cheapest. Get a 7-year warranty. And there is one insurance company currently, it's called Geico, that offers a 7-year warranty on new cars. And it is super cheap. So cheap they don't even advertise it. It's called the mechanical breakdown insurance. The most you will ever pay, and it's not breaking down on the side of the road. Don't get that confused. This is anything that goes wrong with your car. You pay $250 and they cover the rest. If your engine explodes, it's a $250 deductible and they pay the rest. They don't even advertise this. Go ahead, call them and ask them about it. It is called the mechanical breakdown insurance. And then you keep the car for 7 years and you either sell it for a pretty good price, quite frankly, and because of the market, it's more than it should be, and you'll be able to get more than it should if you keep good condition. Or you can run it into the ground for 3 or 4 more years, paying whatever repairs they are after the 7 years when your car breaks, or it might not. So keep it for 7 years and repeat the process, or run it into the ground. You will find that buying the most least expensive car, the money it saves you on gas, the money it saves you on repairs because it's new and you will never pay more than $250 for a repair, actually brings the total cost really close to if you were to buy what's available as a used car. Okay, now I'm going to run the numbers, the real world numbers, give or take. Obviously these are some rough napkin maths, but I've done it and it does kind of work out like this. All right, so follow the cursor. We take the cheapest new car selling at $14,500. So here you go. What do we got? Mitsubishi Mirage. Let's get one with not manual transmission. $14,900. You probably get them down to $14,500 is what I use there. If you happen to drive manual and you want to make this even cheaper than a used car over 7 years, look at that, $12,700. You have to drive manual though, and you got to not burn out the clutch because that's a costly repair. But look at that, $12,700. But we're not going with that, but that's how you definitely win if you can drive manual. We're going with $14,500. $14,500, and the tax on that is 8%. I'll do the numbers, just in case you've never thought of this before. Times 1.08, 8%, so you're going to pay some tax. That's $15,600, and there's miscellaneous dealer fees. There's always some fees. And you're going to take a loan. You're going to have $4,000 down and take a loan, so that's $850 in interest, and that brings us up to $17,000. Let me show you how we do the loan calculation. Okay, we're going to put $4,000 down. Let's just say you have that, right? So it's $16,000 minus $4,000, $12,000. Your interest rate is 2.69%, and you find that by going to find a local bank, borrow money, find out what the interest rate is for a new car, 60 months, 2.69%. And we don't care about our monthly payment. We see the total cost is $12,840. We're borrowing $12,000 and the total cost is $12,840. That means $840 is the interest. $850, good enough. So our buying cost of this new car is going to cost us $17,000. Now, after 7 years, this car, we can sell it for $4,000. Trust me on that one. I did the research. That's what you could do. So for 7 years, if we buy it for $17,000, that's the money we put in, we sell it for $4,000, our total cost for 7 years is $13,000 to own that car, which means it comes out to be about $1,850, $150 per month. But let's go with $1,850 per year. Now I want to note something, that because this is the cheapest, smallest, least horsepower car you can buy, it gets great gas mileage. It gets almost 10 miles per gallon more than other cars, which we ran the numbers at 12,000 miles per year, which is average. It saves about $300 a year in gas price. This is hidden costs that no one ever thinks about. Gas price. And the bigger your car, the more SUV or truck like your car, the more you actually is hidden cost in gas every single year. Okay. So now let's compare that to buying a used car. The first thing that I think that they made a problem with in their video is they said, oh, just go buy a 6-year-old car and you're going to get it at a really good price. No, you know, people want to buy cheap used cars, and because so many people want to buy it, the cost is actually pretty high. You don't get it for its depreciated value. You're actually paying a premium. So if we look at this, if we're going on to a reputable source, okay, Carvana, and CarMax is even higher, okay, and we put in 2014, a 6-year-old car from 2020, and we sorted it by lowest price. Forget about these smart cars for two, okay? You got to buy a car that can actually handle some luggage. And forget about a sedan. We want a hatchback because, trust me, you want to be able to fold down the seats and have luggage room, okay? So what are we starting to look like? Well, first off, we're not even getting hatchbacks. We're getting sedans, $9,500, $9,600 for low-end Ford Focus cars. $9,000, here's $10,000. You can't even get a hatchback for less than $10,000, $10,000, $10,000. These are 6-year-old cars. $10,000, $10,000, $10,000. So when they say go buy a really inexpensive old 6-year-old car, the only inexpensive ones are the ones with problems, okay? We are seriously looking, if you want to buy a 6-year-old car, we're seriously looking at $10,000 out there. I use $9,000. Let's pretend you can get a very good deal on a 6-year-old car. You saw from that website, we can't get below $10,000 for a 6-year-old car. They're not out there. Let's pretend we could. So let's go through the same process. Cheapest used car we can find, 6 years old, $9,000. $720 in tax. With miscellaneous fees, I assume there's some miscellaneous fees. Let's just say they're half, $280. And you're still going to take a loan. You're going to put $4,000 down, although with interest rates so low, I would recommend borrowing more and putting it into your retirement account, but I digress. And you'll be financing $5,000. It'll cost you $420 in interest. Thus, your buying cost is $10,420. Now, here's the thing. You are buying a 6-year-old car. I can guarantee you one thing. Over the next 7 years, you will have to replace the brakes. Have to. No car goes 13 years without a brake job, and brake jobs on cars cost at least $1,000 on these types of cars, okay? So your buying cost is $10,400. You know you are going to spend $1,000 on a repair in the next 7 years, brakes. And when you sell this car after 7 years, it's going to be worth garbage because it is a 13-year-old car with 120 or 150,000 miles on it. You will be lucky to get $1,500 for it, and I'm being generous here, just to make this, try to make it work in the favor of used car here. So after 7 years, because you bought it, you put in $1,000 for brakes, and then you sold it for $1,500, your total cost is about $10,000, which comes out to about $1,400 a year. But remember, it's a 6-year-old car that's bigger than your cheapest new car, and so you will be paying probably an extra $300 in gas. But let's try to be as fair as possible and just say an extra $200 in gas. Now I want you to look at the total cost per year for these 7 years. $1,850 for a new car, $1,620 for your cheapest used car. It's a difference of $200 per year, and you get a new car versus a used car. And that's if you don't have to pay for repairs, because there's no warranty on a used car. And so if your engine goes, you're out $2,000. If your suspension goes, you're out. How much does it cost to fix a suspension? Shocks? Do you replace your shocks? It's going to be a 13-year-old car at the end. One major, and then you have to figure in any major repairs. You don't figure in major repairs with your new car because you have that 7-year breakdown. Every repair is only $250. And some would say, how much does it cost per year? It's like 15, 20 bucks per year for that 7 years of warranty. But it's not the dealership warranty, and it's not one of the second party warranties. It's through the insurance company, and it's called mechanical breakdown insurance, and it's only that I found Geico has it. So if you can handle the cheapest, newest car, it is virtually exactly the same price as buying the cheapest used car. It's literally a rounding error. And the car isn't that much worse. Those cheapest used were Ford Focuses, which are were almost the lowest end car. This cheapest, newest car, yeah, it's a little slower, it's a little smaller, but it's not that much. And remember, we could have even sweetened this if you could buy manual. That would have gone down by $2,000. And so what do you get for doing it? It's basically repair free. It's no worry. You're not taking a repair gamble that your used car is going to have a $3,000 or $4,000 repair 3 years into your owning of your 7 years owning. And it's a very, very basic car. Okay, I just really quickly adjusted these numbers. I was using the cheapest car you can get out there. Now I want just to show you the numbers, buying a 6-year used car versus basically the exact same car new. So the exact same car new is $17,500, roughly the same, $1,400 in tax, fees $500, interest on your loan $1,000. Your buying cost is $20.4. Now, because it's a little better car, when you sell it, you're going to get $5,000. So your total cost over 7 years is $15,400, which means $2,200 per month and year, and let's take it to $183 per month. Now, you still will save, because it's a newer car, you're still going to save about $100 a year in gas. So we go through the same thing with the used car, and we come at the used car is $1,500 per year plus repairs. Now your new car is $2,200 with repairs covered, minus the deductible. That's a $500 a year. Okay, if we break it down per month though, it's $183 versus $126. You see, it's very, very close. And this is up to you. In my mind, in many financial situations, if you're only talking about a difference of $500 a year with worry-free repairs as opposed to always worried about your car breaking and then spending a big on the repairs, I'm making the choice for new. Not everyone is going to choose that. And just for fun, I put in and worked the numbers for that incredibly small, like the smaller car, manual transmission at the incredible deal, internet deal of $12,700. I worked the numbers all through, and believe it or not, after 7 years you can sell that because it is it's kind of specialized. Like you said, you can't find that. A well-kept manual transmission car, you're going to be able to get $4,000 for it easy after 7 years. Price per year is going to come out to $1,500, and like we said, the cheapest used car you could get comes out after the gas, $1,600 per year. It's actually cheaper to buy the lowest new car you can than it is to buy the cheapest used car. And quite frankly, that's supply and demand, because very few people buy the least expensive cars. They're always overspending when they buy it, which means that used little cars, used cheap cars are at a premium. Like you saw, you can't even buy a used car below $9,500 from a reputable place. And that's the secret. That's how you can get a new car for virtually the same exact price as the cheapest used car you can get from a reputable place. And it's done because you're willing to buy a car that's exactly what you need and no more and no less. Okay, bonus question. How do I know when to sell my car? Another way of saying it, how long should I keep my beater? If you are running your car into the ground and you are going to get rid of it when it has a huge repair that you just can't stomach anymore, you call that car a beater. You're running it, and eventually something is going to break that's so expensive that you just scrap your car for $500. Every car is worth $400 or $500, just scrap metal. Maybe someone will pick it up for $750 or $1,000. So how do you know when it's not worth putting any more money into your car? Well, the easiest way to think about it is, what are you going to buy when you get rid of your used car? And going back to the other talk, we know that a 6-year-old used car you're going to be paying about $1,400 plus repairs each year for 7 years. That's what you're getting yourself into. You saw the website. You can't get a 6-year-old car less than $9,000. And if you are getting rid of your car and you're just going to pick up a $2,000 car, you are right back in the same situation where you are. That's going to have a huge repair coming up. So, okay, so we're thinking we're going to the 6-year-old good condition used car. So look at your used car. You're facing a $700 repair. Make the repair and keep your car going, or get rid of your car and lock yourself into $1,400 for the next 7 years, plus repairs. Many people, when they're looking to save money, just keep their car going. Even if it's a $1,500 repair. If your beater breaks and it costs $1,500 to repair it, but you're going to get another 2 years out of it, you're still, as long as you can keep your repairs less than $1,400 a year, it's cheaper to keep your beater car than to go to the 6-year-old used car. I don't know what to recommend, how long you can keep it, but that's the thought process that people go through when they're thinking, should I get rid of my old car? Oh, you also have to think of one last thing. Remember the hidden cost of gas. If you sell your car, if you get rid of your beater car and replace it with a more gas efficient car, you could save $300 to $500 a year. You have to figure out the gas mileage and how much you drive per year and how much gas costs and what the two cars are. But never forget the hidden cost of a car that's really bad at gas mileage. Okay, here's a few random tip slides that didn't fit anywhere else. Tip number 1, keep your car clean for better resale. You're going to sell your car, and if your car is spotless and clean, it will get you a couple extra $100 for sure. Car washes. I don't know. Car washes kind of are expensive. I don't know anything about car washes. You figure it out yourself. Do they increase the resale value of your car? Are they worth it to you? I can't make a recommendation. I have never used car washes. I don't know if they're good or bad for your car or your pocketbook. When you sell your car, sell it on your own for the highest price possible. That has a lot of annoyances in it. So, the second highest price you can get is selling your car to a resale company. The two biggest are Carvana or CarMax. That's the second highest price you can get for selling your car. You can trade your car into a dealership if you're buying a car from a dealership. But be aware, there's the price you can get yourself, there's the price that Carvana or CarMax will give you, and then there's the price the dealership will give you. Tip, make sure you know what price Carvana and CarMax will give you. That's comparison shopping. And then ask your dealership if they can match that. If not, you can sell it to Carvana or CarMax. That's it for the tips. See ya!